Welcome back to our channel, World of Coins. As you knew that old is gold, but these top Kennedy half-dollar coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. Who knows, a single coin could make you a millionaire overnight. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, get ready to embark on an exciting journey with me as we explore a coin that could change the way you think about rare collectibles. The United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1988. This isn't just any regular coin, this one has a special story to tell, and its value might just surprise you. Now, when we think about Kennedy half-dollars, most of us probably picture those coins we've seen in our pocket change. But the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar is a whole different ball game. The 1988 issue is often overlooked, and that's where the true treasure lies. While millions of these coins were minted, very few of them are in pristine, uncirculated condition. And let me tell you, if you find one in excellent condition, you're holding something incredibly valuable in your hands. Why is this coin so rare and valuable? Well, it's all about the condition and, more importantly, the potential minting errors. While most 1988 Kennedy half-dollars were circulated, there are a select few that have errors, small, unique mistakes made during the minting process. These minting errors, though tiny, make a coin stand out in the world of collectors, and they can significantly increase its worth. It could be something like a misaligned die, which causes a shift in the design, or maybe an incomplete strike, where the design isn't fully transferred onto the coin. Whatever the mistake, error coins like these are highly coveted because they are rare and incredibly hard to come by, but it doesn't stop there. The 1988 Kennedy half-dollar also stands out due to the popularity of the Kennedy series as a whole. This coin represents a moment in American history, commemorating the life and legacy of President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. The emotional connection that people have to Kennedy's memory, combined with the rarity of certain 1988 coins, has made them even more desirable to collectors. If you're wondering just how much this coin could be worth, brace yourselves. A well-preserved 1988 Kennedy half-dollar can fetch impressive amounts at auction, especially if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition or has one of those sought-after minting errors. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the value of a 1988 Kennedy half-dollar in top-notch condition, or with a rare minting error, can reach a jaw-dropping $55,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1988 Kennedy half-dollar could be worth $55,000. Imagine finding that hidden gem in your coin collection or at a local coin shop. So, if you're a coin lover, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for this particular coin. Its rarity, historical significance, and potential for unique errors make it a true collector's dream. Top 2, we're diving into a coin that holds not only historical significance but also incredible value. The United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976. This coin was minted to mark a momentous occasion in American history, but little did anyone know, it would soon become a rare and highly sought-after collectible. Released as part of the United States bicentennial celebration, the Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976 was designed to honor the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. But what makes this coin so special and valuable, you might ask? Well, let's take a deeper look. First off, this coin is a piece of American history, commemorating a monumental milestone. The design itself features the iconic image of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse side, and on the reverse side, you'll see a striking image of the Liberty Bell and 13 stars, symbolizing the original colonies that declared their independence. It's a beautiful, patriotic piece of currency that resonates with Americans and collectors alike. However, the true rarity of this coin lies in the unique features and minting errors that make it incredibly valuable. While millions of these coins were minted in 1976, only a select few remain in perfect, uncirculated condition, and finding one of these gems is no easy task. The vast majority of these coins saw years of circulation, which means they often show wear and tear. So, if you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're holding on to something very special. But it doesn't stop there. Some of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollars feature minting errors that can increase their value exponentially. These errors might include things like double strikes, where the design is imprinted twice, or misaligned dies, where the coin's image isn't properly centered. Even minor variations in the design can turn an ordinary coin into a rare treasure worth a significant amount of money. Collectors are always on the lookout for these rare errors, and if you happen to have one, it could increase your coin's value dramatically. Now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the price. If you've got a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar in uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, hold on to your seat. The value of these coins can skyrocket, with some examples selling for an astounding $76,000, that's right, $76,000 for a single coin. It's hard to believe that something as small as a half-dollar could hold such immense value, but that's the magic of rare coins. So, whether you're just getting started as a collector or you've been hunting for rare coins for years, make sure to keep an eye out for this particular piece of history. If you're lucky enough to find one in great condition, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Top 3, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American history, the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1973. This coin might not immediately stand out in the world of collectors, but trust me, when you dig deeper, it's a hidden gem that could be worth a small fortune. The Kennedy half-dollar has been a beloved coin since its introduction in 1964, created to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. By 1973, the Kennedy half-dollar was still circulating widely, and the U.S. Mint was continuing to produce these coins to meet the needs of the public. But here's the twist. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is incredibly rare in certain conditions, and you'll want to hear why. First, let's talk about rarity. While millions of these coins were minted, not all of them were carefully preserved. In fact, the majority of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollars have been in circulation for decades, which means most of them show heavy signs of wear and damage. The ones that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition are few and far between, making them much more valuable to collectors. So if you happen to come across a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar that looks like it just came off the minting press, consider yourself lucky, because you found something special. But that's not all. The real excitement for collectors lies in the potential minting errors that can occur during production. These errors could be anything from double strikes, where the design is stamped on the coin twice, to off-center strikes, where the coin's image is misaligned. Even minor flaws in the minting process can turn an otherwise standard coin into a rare and highly sought-after treasure. And believe me, collectors love these kinds of coins because they're one-of-a-kind pieces that can significantly increase the coin's value. Now, you're probably wondering how much a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar can actually be worth. If you've got one in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a minting error, get ready for some good news. A coin like this could fetch an astonishing $77,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $77,000 for a single 1973 Kennedy half-dollar. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a coin could hold such immense value, but that's the world of coin collecting for you, full of surprises and hidden treasures. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of rare coins, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for this elusive piece of history. If you find a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar in great condition or with a minting error, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Top 4, we're diving into a coin that might just surprise you, the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1972. Now, this isn't just any regular coin you can find in your pocket change. There's something truly special about the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, and if you're a serious collector, this could be the treasure you've been looking for. Stick with me as we explore why this coin is so rare, what makes it so valuable, and how much it could be worth today. Let's start with some quick background. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination. Since then, it's remained one of the most iconic and widely collected coins in the United States. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, like many others in the series, was minted in large quantities. However, that doesn't mean all of them are easy to come by in good condition today. In fact, Some of these coins have become incredibly rare, and here's why. First off, the condition of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is a big factor in its rarity and value. Most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, which means they've been worn down, scratched, and circulated for decades. But the ones that have managed to stay in pristine, uncirculated condition? Well, those are real gems. Finding a 1972 Kennedy half dollar that looks like it's fresh out of the mint is not an easy feat, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins in such exceptional condition, but that's not all. What makes the 1972 Kennedy half dollar even more interesting to collectors is the potential for minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the coin production process, and they can be the difference between a regular coin and a highly sought-after treasure. These errors could range from double strikes, where the design is stamped twice on the same coin, to off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned. Even slight variations in the design or metal composition can make a coin more valuable. So, if you happen to find a 1972 Kennedy half dollar with one of these minting flaws, you're sitting on something rare and potentially worth a lot of money. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how much can a 1972 Kennedy half dollar really be worth? Well, hold on to your seat, because the value of these coins can be shocking. A 1972 Kennedy half dollar in mint condition, or with one of those rare minting errors, can fetch a staggering $79,000. That's right, $79,000 for a single coin. It's amazing to think that a coin, which might seem like just a regular part of American history, could be worth so much. But that's the beauty of coin collecting, there's always the potential for hidden treasures that can change your life. So, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a 1972 Kennedy half dollar in fantastic shape, or better yet, one with a minting error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. This coin is more than just currency, it's a piece of American history, a symbol of a nation's past, and a rare find for collectors. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection or flipping through a box of old coins, make sure to check for a 1972 Kennedy half dollar. You never know, you might just have a valuable treasure on your hands. Top 5, we are diving into the United States Kennedy half dollar from 1971. This coin, part of the iconic Kennedy half dollar series, holds more value than many people realize, and today we're going to uncover the reasons why this coin is so rare and highly sought after by collectors. The Kennedy half dollar has been a staple of American currency since its debut in 1964, created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination. Since then, it has remained a beloved coin, with several issues being produced over the years. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar is often overlooked by casual collectors, but when you really dig into it, you'll see there's much more to it than meets the eye. Let's first talk about the rarity factor. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar was minted in large quantities, but as with most coins, the majority of them saw heavy circulation. That means they were exchanged in daily transactions, exposed to wear and tear, and used in a way that diminished their condition over time. Over the years, many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or simply worn down to the point where they no longer hold any significant value. But that's where the true value lies. Finding one of these coins in pristine, uncirculated condition is a rare treasure in itself. If you happen to come across a 1971 Kennedy half dollar that looks like it just came out of the mint, you found something truly special. But here's where it gets even more exciting: minting errors. Minting errors are the little mistakes made during the coin production process, and they can make a coin incredibly valuable. For example, imagine a coin that was struck twice or an off-center strike where the design is misaligned. These errors aren't just imperfections, they're what makes certain coins highly desirable and highly valuable in the eyes of collectors. So, if you happen to find a 1971 Kennedy half dollar with one of these rare errors, you've just stumbled upon a treasure that could be worth a fortune. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. How much is a 1971 Kennedy half dollar really worth? If you've got one of these coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a minting error, it could fetch an incredible $82,000. Yes, you heard that right, $82,000 for a single 1971 Kennedy half-dollar. It's amazing to think that a coin, which many people might overlook or pass by, could be worth such a staggering amount. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. You never know what you might have hiding in your collection or what you might stumble across during a coin hunt. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, make sure to keep an eye out for this rare piece of American history. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a piece of currency, it's a potential treasure waiting to be discovered. If you're lucky enough to find one in perfect condition or with a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Top 6. We're diving into the world of US coinage, and trust me, you don't want to miss this one. We're about to explore a coin that holds more than just historical significance, it's got a treasure hidden within. I'm talking about the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that could be worth a small fortune if you're lucky enough to own one. Stick around until the end, because we'll reveal how much this coin could be worth today, and believe me, it's a jaw-dropping number. Now, let's take a trip back in time to 1992, a year that marked some important milestones for the United States. It was the year when Bill Clinton was elected as the 42nd president, and the nation was in the midst of a booming economy. But what you might not know is that 1992 was also a significant year for the US Mint. That year, they produced the Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that has since become a rare and valuable find for collectors. But why is this particular coin so special, and what makes it stand out from the millions of others that were minted? First, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll see the famous portrait of John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. This design, created by sculptor Gilroy Roberts, is one of the most iconic images in American coinage. Kennedy's profile is striking, conveying strength and dignity, and it serves as a tribute to the president's legacy. On the reverse side, you'll find the classic heraldic eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design is rich in symbolism and has remained largely unchanged over the years, but let's move on to the real reason we're here today. Why is the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar worth so much? You see, the value of any coin is determined by several factors: rarity, condition, and unique features. While many 1992 Kennedy half-dollars were produced, the key to their value lies in their rarity, specifically, how many were kept in pristine condition and how few have survived without wear. The standard circulation issue of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar, like most coins, was used extensively in daily transactions. As a result, most of them are in poor condition today, with scratches, dings, and discoloration. However, the true gems lie in the few coins that were carefully stored or remained untouched for decades. These pristine, uncirculated coins are incredibly rare, and that's where the real value comes in. Now, we can't talk about the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar without mentioning the errors that have made some of these coins even more valuable. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors because they are one of a kind and represent a mistake in the minting process. The 1992 Kennedy half-dollar is no exception. Some of these coins have minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or even misaligned dies. These errors make the coin much more interesting, unique, and, of course, more valuable. For example, an off-center strike occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned with the die during the minting process, resulting in a coin with an irregular design. A double die error happens when the die strikes the coin more than once, causing a blurry, duplicated design. These types of errors are incredibly rare, and finding one in good condition can lead to an impressive payout for a lucky collector. If you happen to find a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar with one of these errors, or if you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're sitting on a potential goldmine. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for these rare specimens, and they're willing to pay top dollar for them. So, what is the value of a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar in excellent condition? Well, if you have one of these error coins, or if your coin is in mint condition with no signs of wear, you could be looking at a price that will blow your mind. The value of this coin can reach as high as $55,000, that's right, $55,000. For a single coin. It's amazing to think that something as simple as a $half could be worth so much, but that's the power of rarity, condition, and minting errors in the world of coin collecting. So, if you happen to have a 1992 Kennedy $half tucked away in a drawer or collection, it might be time to take a closer look. You could be holding on to something worth far more than you imagined. Top 7. We have a truly exciting discovery that could change the way you look at your coin collection. If you're a fan of rare coins, or if you're just getting into the world of numismatics, this is an episode you won't want to miss. We're diving into the 1983 Kennedy $half. Yes, you heard that right, a coin from the 1980s that could be worth far more than its face value. Keep watching, and we'll reveal just how much this coin could be worth today. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a coin that was minted over 40 years ago? Well, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The Kennedy $half was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. Over the years, the design has remained largely the same, with Kennedy's profile on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. But in 1983, something happened that made the Kennedy $half a bit more unique, something that would go on to make a certain 1983 coin stand out among the rest. While millions of these coins were produced in 1983, they weren't all created equal. Most of the 1983 Kennedy $half circulated through everyday transactions, which means they're far from rare. But what really sets certain 1983 coins apart is the condition they're in and, of course, any rare minting errors they might have. And here's where things get interesting for collectors like you. One of the key factors that increases the value of any coin is its rarity. A coin that was produced in large quantities might seem like it would have little worth, but that's not always the case. For the 1983 Kennedy $half, it's not just about how many were made, it's about how many have survived in pristine condition. Most of these coins were used, worn, and faded over time, leaving only a few in perfect, uncirculated condition. And these gems are what collectors are after. If you're fortunate enough to come across one of these flawless coins, you could be holding on to something worth a lot more than 50 cents, but there's even more to the story. What really makes the 1983 Kennedy $half special is the potential for minting errors. And when it comes to coins, minting errors are a big deal. These errors can include things like off-center strikes, where the design isn't perfectly aligned, or double dies, where the image is stamped multiple times, creating a blurry or overlapping design. These kinds of mistakes are rare, and that's exactly what makes error coins so valuable. One of the most sought-after types of errors in the 1983 Kennedy $half is the close AM variety. This refers to a specific error on the reverse side of the coin, where the letters A and M in the word America are unusually close together. This variety occurred due to a mistake in the die used to strike the coins, and it's become one of the most valuable and rare Kennedy $half varieties in existence. If you come across a 1983 Kennedy $half with this close AM error, you could be holding a coin that's worth much more than its face value. Now, let's talk numbers. When it comes to rare coins, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the right piece in the right condition. If you have a 1983 Kennedy $half in mint condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value that will blow your mind. Are you ready for this? The value of a 1983 Kennedy $half with the right condition or error can go as high as $58,000, that's right, $58,000. For a coin that was once in circulation and only worth 50 cents, that's a huge leap. It's a testament to the power of rarity, condition, and those elusive minting errors that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. So, what should you do if you have a 1983 Kennedy $half? First, take a close look at it. Check the condition. Is it in excellent shape, or does it show signs of wear? And then, look for those minting errors, especially the close AM variety. If you find one, you could have an extremely valuable coin on your hands. We hope you enjoyed learning about the 1983 Kennedy $half and the incredible value it holds for collectors. If you found this video interesting, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next exciting coin discovery. Who knows? The next rare coin we feature could be hiding in your collection. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.